Rundown.
Hey everybody, how we doing? John Anthony, Chair Shot Sports, Sport Corner affiliate, as always, running on Zoa Energy. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody! A belated Austin 316 day, and a very happy Aaliyah 317. If you know, you know. Guys, welcome for joining us at an early matinee edition of Monday Night Raw, emanating out of Brussels, Belgium. How's everybody doing?
Too bad we're not out of Brussels, Belgium.
Right.
Awesome. As usual, you guys know the usual suspects. I got Jesse B from the Lowdown. I got Big Mike from the Run-In, and I also have Vinny from Suds and Squared Circle. Guys, how we doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Doing good.
Doing good.
Awesome.
Enjoying this
nice.
fucking sunshine until 7 o'clock at night. That's what I'm doing.
Yes. Thank you.
It makes my
Daylight
soul
Saving Time.
very happy.
It's
Although it was
very
nice to watch Raw today with the volume, because normally I'm going opposite Monday Night Raw, watching with the sound off.
Normally, I have my sound off because of my kids, so it was nice to have a full volume and hear everything. So I
you
totally agree with that.
Mhm.
Awesome.
It was rough watching it while I was working and trying to work and take notes at the same time. So that was a fun little juggle.
I think Mike's in the same boat with you with that as well.
Yeah, I had to watch it kind of on my drive home because my second boss said that I had to be ready by 6 o'clock.
What's going on there?
So I had to make sure I got everything watched because I get off at my first job at 4, and then my second boss said we'll be ready by 6 to do something else, and then I had to do all that. 6 my time, 7 his time, but we won't name any names.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it was good to see you a little early. We're all able to get together and talk about it, so I'm pumped for it. Yeah, so let's just jump right into it. I mean, it's been a little while since we've had a half-hour promo that's really meant something and really hit home. We get a Cody vignette about everything, him calling out John Cena for the past couple of weeks, and the man himself, John Cena, makes his appearance, walks his way to the ring, obviously in a very somber tone, and gets on the mic. And guys, I mean, I could sit here and read from all the one-liners and everything that we see, but pretty much at the end of the day, Cena gives pretty much says his truth, cooks the fans boo him out of the building, and Cody comes out and says, "You're a crying bitch. Don't show up at WrestleMania like this." I think a lot of what we saw was very polarizing. I think Cena, for what it's worth, obviously it's a promo, tapped into a lot of ways of not necessarily how he actually feels, but he had a lot of good points. I'll tell you that much. As far as how much he's changed, a lot of things he's done with the fans, the transparency of being booed, being cheered. I think it was a great promo, very well done, and I think there's a little bit of truth behind some of the stuff John said. I think John gets some things off his chest. If he did feel a certain way, I think he got them off his chest today. We'll go around the room. You guys can tell me what you thought about the promo and talk about any particular parts you want to. Mike, I'll start with you.
So I think this proves why John Cena is one of, if not the best promos in wrestling, maybe ever. Because agree with what he said or not, like what he said or not, he did exactly what he's supposed to do. That crowd ate out of his hand from the moment he stepped out from behind the curtain to the moment Cody Rhodes came out. The pop for Cody Rhodes was 10 times bigger because of what John Cena said right before Cody's music hit. And they hit it at the perfect time. The timing was great because as soon as he said, "Well, I'm breaking up with you," Cody Rhodes music hits. Big pop, crazy cheers for all that. It is a master class of John Cena being one of the best promos in the game ever. And again, regardless of what he said, because again, I agree with Cody. He was being a bitch. Whether it's fair or not, he was being a bitch. I would like to see the old John Cena, but seeing the old John Cena doesn't get the reaction for Cody Rhodes that we got. So well done, great promo. I can't say too much more about it.
And there was that weird kind of thing where Cena's like, "You don't get a new me, you don't get a new entrance because you don't deserve it." I'm like, so this is like a weird.
See, and I'm gonna jump in.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna jump in on that because that's what I was gonna say. I was like, "What the fuck? Like, I don't get a new song. Like, I want a new fucking song. I want the Doctor of Thugonomics back. Like, I'm on your side, bro. Like." Bring it back. Give the people that are on your side something that we want to fucking see. But I thought the promo was good. It came off whiny, exactly like it was supposed to. Very fucking whiny. And I don't know. I don't know if John Cena broke up with me or if he broke up with the people that are against him. So I'm really conflicted here.
Hey, listen, even if you're cheering for him, what have you done to support him?
Yeah, the answer to that question is yes, regardless of which way you're looking at it.
Yeah.
You're all a toxic relationship, and y'all just got dumped.
Yeah.
I do want to gloat saying,
But
that
he
I
can
called Tina
change.
Turner at Elimination Chamber.
Go ahead, Vinny.
I do want to gloat saying that I'm the one that called Cena turning at Elimination Chamber, and I thought the promo tonight was fantastic. It had shades of Hogan at Bash of the Beach '96. Had some shades of Diesel in '94.
Yeah.
With the whole, I see, the people that wear my shirt, the ones who supported me, but then turning to like, it's all a toxic relationship anyways. I really enjoyed it. But the thing is, like, Cena himself is so polarizing. He had to get those people that were chanting, "Let's go Cena," to completely boo him, because he's going to have that. Whether he's a heel or a babyface, he's going to have the "Let's go Cena," Cena sucks. And the Edge is fantastic. I really liked him saying and pointing out no new outfit, no new song, because everybody's been clamoring for that. Like, he's got to have a new song, or he's got to use something else instead of. It was done perfectly. The only thing I worried about is that when Cody came out, which Cody was fantastic in his part of the promo, but I worry that if they went back and forth, Cena would have cooked him.
We hit him with the "Listen, kid, enough!" Yeah. No, let him talk, let him cook, let Cena go, let him talk.
Mm-hmm.
To be perfectly honest, I know he says no new music, no new look. No, I think when he makes his entrance at Mania, it's going to be with the final boss. It's going to be some weird hybrid of the trumpets, something wild. I don't know if it's going to morph into whatever The Rock comes out to, but I think we're going to get something because it's WrestleMania. Does it stick into April? After that into May? I don't know. But I think at Mania we get some kind of new weird hybrid of "My Time Is Now." So I think that's when we're going to see something. I don't think it's going to be these Raw live events.
But here's the thing. He says no new look, but if you pay attention, it's kind of a new look. Normally when he comes out, and they even put out the kit for next week's Raw, because they've got the special one for each location. The Last Time Is Now. But normally, 5, 10, 15 years ago, that shirt would have been bright red, not maroon like that, not a muted color.
Yep.
It would in the tan. It would have been white and red. It would have been bright. It would have been a happier color. So he does kind of have a new look. It's all about
it's subtleness.
Yes. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. And that hat, if I were ever going to buy John Cena, I loved that hat. I was in love with that. I want one thing from John Cena forever, and that is that hat from Brussels.
Really?
Oh, I love it. That was a bomb ass hat. I don't give a shit. I love that hat.
I didn't really pay too much attention to it, but that's because I was working.
It's because you were working.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the promo cooked. I think it got where it got to go, and I think heel Cena is just the tip. This is just the tip of the iceberg of where we're going to go for the next 4, 5, 6 months. However long you think this is going to go, whether he's going back to the face and ending everything like that. But this is definitely going to be a great, great run, and we're just hitting the apex of it before we drop down the roller coaster hill. So I'm very excited. Great way to lay it out today in Brussels. So I was excited for that. It was good to see.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good opening.
Yeah. Best 31 minutes they've had on Raw in a while to open up.
And Cody saying, I wanted to fight John Cena. I don't want to fight this whiny little bitch. That, that was a good way to end the promo.
Yeah, and Cody not even trying to be like that face guy, just being like, yo, what are you? Who are you? This is what I get? You win and this is what I get? Don't bring this shit to me to WrestleMania. Bring me the real John Cena. Because I'm going to roll over you. I'm going to retire you early. Like, Cena, he's not even being a face here. He's just like, yo, you suck. Bring the real you. Don't bring this generic shit watered down.
I like it because each of them have a have I know the term, an edge to it, but they both have shades of heel babyface in them. It's
And
not
yes,
one's full heel, one's full babyface, because they both have the ingredients to be either one. It's more real. Like I like what I like the direction of the product, because you don't have a lot of clear babyface, clear heels, and I know it went back to how the industry has evolved, but these are more like real fights there that there is a story, but there's no clear Hogan Andre where one's a babyface and one's a heel.
right.
These two guys have shades of both, and now they're just fighting as humans, so to speak, because everybody has that shade of gray.
I'm not a face. I'm not a heel. I'm a human.
Yeah.
I'm a human being.
Dance, puppet,
And you guys have
dance.
turned me into a puppet.
45 years of being in a relationship. Oh, nice to see Tank, our honorary mascot, making his voice known too.
On cue.
Awesome. Tank's always got to make an appearance. Awesome. So that was a great way to kick it off. Great stuff. We go to our first match, Penta and Kaiser. This match was good, man. Kaiser every week is getting better and better. I know we've all talked about it. Like, he gets his chance to showcase in his singles opportunity, and he's showing up and showing out. Great stuff. Obviously, Mexican Destroyer, Penta driver on the chair. Penta gets the 1, 2, 3, but I really think the winner here is Kaiser, because he's really just showcasing what he can do as a singles guy and as a great heel. And I think down the road, I think you're going to see some great things from him once he kind of breaks away from the Penta thing, going for titles, things like that. Your guys' thoughts on the match and kind of how Kaiser's been up and coming ever since breaking away from Gunther. Jesse, I'll start with you.
Yeah, it was a good match. I think I expected a little bit more out of a no holds barred match. It was a little tame for a no holds barred match, and being in Germany, I thought they were going to really play up that no holds barred aspect of it. But Penta gets the win, which I think is pretty obvious. I don't think they're trying to ruin Penta's streak quite yet. But it was a good match all in all. Kaiser has come a long way since leaving Gunther. I think that was a good move for him to go out on his own and do his own thing, because now he's gaining his own identity. He's getting his own momentum behind him rather than just riding the coattails of Gunther. So it shows that he can get over on his own. Even as a heel, they're booing him like they're supposed to be. So that means he's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. So it definitely shows that he could do what he was doing with Kaiser, but do it on his own.
Absolutely. Awesome point.
Damn dog.
Vinny?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think with Kaiser coming out, first of all, the breakup of Imperium was great. When they attacked Giovanni Vinci, kicked him out, and then now that Kaiser and Gunther have basically gone their separate ways, I do like the fact they did it in a way that kept them both heels, which is something unheard of. Usually when a faction breaks up, one goes heel, one goes babyface, and the fact that they're both still heels, although Gunther is kind of, again, riding that line because he's so great as an athlete, as a wrestler, that he's, winning people over. But Kaiser just has that face you want to slap.
Yeah.
It's just, he's got that uppity face.
And he's with Tiffany Stratton.
Well, yeah. And I see it all the time in soap operas. You get those uppity rich people, the uppity face where they think their shit don't stink.
Yep.
And, it's just, he has that face that you want to slap him. But he's a fantastic athlete. He's a bumping machine. Trust me. He's been doing great to get Penta over. And, Penta coming in, and now Phoenix coming in that's going to be following him. They need to keep Penta on this winning streak, on this, this push. I thought the match was great. And I thought it would have been a little bit more hardcore, being that it was no holds barred, but they didn't use as many weapons, which is good because we've been seeing a lot of weapons lately, but the fact that it was actually a no holds barred match, they could have used a little bit more. But either way, I was happy with it.
Yeah, what is this, Wednesday nights? Yeah. Anyway, Mike, over to you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a ton to add. I agree with pretty much everything Vin and Jess said. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more, but I think that's why they called it a no holds barred instead of like a street fight or a no DQ or any of the other, weapons matches, any other names that you have for the exact same match that every company does. I think that's why they just went with no holds barred.
Yeah.
Just because it gives it more of a classic feel. So that's probably why they didn't go so extreme with a lot of the other stuff. So, I mean, I can respect that, but it was a really good match. Right person won. Kaiser's been doing incredible work. Again, the same thing Vinny and Jess said. I've been really impressed with how he's stepped into his own, and stepping away. And I don't think Imperium's necessarily split. I think it's more just they're kind of doing their own thing right now. They can always come back and come together. I'm sure, the next show in Germany, they'll come out together or something like that, or, where they can get that pop just to kind of call back stuff like that. But it's really cool how he's been doing. And look forward to a lot more. And then, we get more with Penta later on in the night that I'm sure we'll talk about.
I kind of agree with Lady Alpha here. The Kaiser's entrance, he almost reminds me of like an Aiden English with the entrance when English was kind of Rusev's lackey in Rusev Day.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to be a little bit more serious with the entrance. I can understand that.
Yeah, my wife that watches with me says he walks to the ring like something stuck up his butt.
But I think that's supposed to be like you said with the 80, like the 80 would just it's supposed to be like that.
Better than you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, just the persona. Yeah, exactly.
No, but I think less is more too. I agree with that. Like the chair was used in a lot of different ways and used ultimately in the finish of the match as well. So, we need to get 15 different things out there and thumbtacks and glass and shit like that. So, but yeah, no, it was a great match. I'm very excited for Penta. Obviously, then at the end, Penta calls his shot. Penta wants his shot at the Intercontinental Championship. So that's going to be interesting to see where they go with that. We'll talk about a little bit that as we get toward the end of the show. But like we said, I think they got to keep him hot right now. And obviously, other people are in the works of coming into the company. So when that happens, that whatever rocket is on him, light that thing with some nitrous because it's going to be a blast where they go from there. So I'm excited to see that as well. So that's going to be good. But overall, I agree. Great match, and just Kaiser is just sky's the limit for that guy. And I think he knows that. So good to see what he does. Then we get Dakota Kai, Ivy Nile. Great match for these ladies, man. I'm telling you, I love whenever Dakota gets to go out there. And she kind of gets to carry the match almost. Like she gets to go out there and do her thing, call the match. Looks great. I think sometimes she's going to overshadow with the other people that are in the Damage Control, but she looks great. Obviously, Ivy Nile is a stud. Going to be great going down the road. Obviously, the Creeds are out there. Here comes LWO. They come down. All that stuff happens. Ivy gets distracted. We get the Dakota kick and we get the GTK. Dakota gets the 1, 2, 3. Always good to see Dakota getting a win on TV. Awesome to see. Your guys' thoughts about the match? I think these two ladies, have a great future. If Dakota can just stay healthy, I think she has a really, really good chance of having a pretty good future for 2025. Your thoughts on these ladies? Jesse, I'll start with you.
Yeah, it was a good match. Like you were saying, it's just nice to see Dakota get a fucking win for a change. She's been taking L's and taking L's and taking L's. Like, just give the woman her fucking flowers. Like, I understand the fact that she can't stay healthy, but shit. She's been around for so long. She deserves something at some point.
I agree with that. No, she really has paid her dues, man. And the fans when she does get that title win, the fans are already behind her. She's such a fan favorite week in and week out. The people love her. So
I hope it's somewhere big when she finally gets a title match. I hope it's not just some random match on Raw. I hope it's done at a pay-per-view.
True. Could be. No, I agree. That would be good to see. Vinny?
No, the key is that she has to stay healthy. We know she's got injury problems and stuff. And, it's a good match. She's a great athlete. She's been there for a while. She deserves to get something. But again, she has to prove that she's reliable. Ivy Nile, I think they could do so much more with, instead of, they could have her going for the women's IC belt or the women's world championship. She's, in the words of Jim Cornette, she's a puppy with big paws. She's got to grow into her stuff. And and really take over. But I see a really good future for Ivy Nile.
Awesome. That's a good take. Mike?
Yeah, I mean, and again, a lot of the same stuff. I won't talk about Dakota's health anymore because I've talked about that till I'm blue in the face for months now, even back from her first IC title shot with Lyra for the initial one. But yeah, I want to kind of follow Vinny there and shout out Ivy Nile. You know, as much as I love Dakota, I mean, Ivy's come a long way in a short time. She hasn't been here as long as Dakota. She hasn't done as much, but she's, you know, holding her own in the ring. Yeah, it was a little sloppy at times. You know, the GTK was a little off, but I mean, that's, you know, it happens, that kind of thing. But the leaps and bounds she's taken over the past year or two, maybe, it has been incredible. So shout out to her. I mean, I think she will be well into that Intercontinental title picture for Raw a lot more once they decide to open it up. You know, I'm glad to see next week. You know, I know we'll talk about other matches. Somebody else other than Dakota Kai being in an IC title match, just like I'd like to see. Glad to see other people other than Michin in a US title match. You know, other than the same person over and over. So, but yeah, I mean, I'd like to see them all kind of get in there.
Awesome. No, I think the match was great, and both those girls definitely have a bright future moving into 2025 and beyond. So it's good to see both of them showcased. Obviously, Dakota getting a win is always cool. So good to see that. And then we have the contract signing. Io Sky, Bianca Belair. Man, Io's entrance just slaps, man. I love that entrance. One of the top 3 right now is her entrance. I love it. They get them in the ring. They give their shots to each other, sign the contract, and Pierce is like, "Thank you so much for being so civil with this contract." Here comes Rhea.
Here comes Rhea. Out to cause havoc.
If nothing screams chaos, it's that theme. Here comes Rhea Ripley down. He's like, "What are you doing out here?" She's like, "What are you guys doing out here?" Gets in the ring, puts both girls down on the table. Shout out to that table not breaking. Okay,
right.
They're getting some.
Even the announcers table didn't break during the Penting and
that announcers table is built to something totally different now, man. It takes a lot.
It hasn't broken since they got the new table. I don't think I've seen it break.
NXT is the only place you're seeing tables go down nowadays. It's just on Tuesday nights.
No.
But yeah, no. So Rhea signs her name on the contract. So I think we all talked about this and being a triple threat match. Rhea getting her way back into it. Yeah. So then we have a backstage segment, not to like get in front of it, but obviously they're all in the back throwing each other around. Your guys' thoughts on Rhea getting herself into that match and Mania possibly being a three-way dance for the World Women's Championship? Mike, I'll start with you.
Yeah, shout out to Rhea Ripley for playing the biggest game. I've licked it, now it's mine. So that's kind of the way it's going. That's all I can say. It's that whole thing where you had that one little kid in lunch in school.
Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. It's been good.
I mean, everybody had that one annoying kid that would walk around at lunch and see your Cinnabon or whatever and just lick it and say, "Okay, now it's mine." And that's kind of what happened.
Hi, James.
Yeah. Whether it's right or not, that's how it's going to happen, and that's what we're going to get. And if we end up with a triple threat match, I'm all for it. Lick away, mommy.
That's Jesse. Your thoughts?
Thanks.
Dirty Tom, got you?
Go after that. Oh, Jesus Christ. I think we all kind of fucking saw it coming. Rhea was going to end up in this match one way or another. The way that she went about it was definitely interesting. Just like Sped said, illegally signing her way into WrestleMania and just kind of putting her name on a contract that it can't really be altered now. So, it was an interesting spin to get it into a 3-way match for sure.
Awesome. Vinny?
No, it really was an interesting spin. I honestly thought that Rhea and Bianca were going to fight for the chance to face Io at Mania instead of doing a 3-way. This way, you can legitimately get Bianca out to feud with Jade or Naomi, because I think we said it on the Elimination Chamber preview show that if it's Naomi and Jade, the match isn't going to be that great because I'm not sure if Naomi could carry Jade like Bianca could.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
looking at this as a three-way, you know, it was a little bit predictable. But overall, I like they're going, especially setting up the story saying that Rhea has never been Io or Bianca. So this puts Rhea in there, and now she could beat them both at the same time to get the title back. So if that's the way they're going to go, of course that might kill wrestling Twitter, because they're already calling Rhea Hogan,
Rhea Hogan.
which is ridiculous, but whatever.
So actually that segues into my next question before we move on. So obviously Rhea dropped the title, gave it to Io, running into Mania. It's gonna be a three-way. Do we put the belt back on Rhea at Mania, taking that for a little bit? We put it back on her. Now it's a three-way. Is Jade involved? How do you guys think that match goes down if it's a three-way dance at Mania? Jesse, I'll start with you.
I think Jade gets involved in the match and costs Bianca the title.
So who wins?
I think that's really the only way to not put the belt on Bianca and to get her to get into this feud with Jade. Because I think eventually it's going to come out that Bianca had something to do with her getting attacked. And that it was Naomi and Bianca, or Bianca did it and framed Naomi, or something along those lines is what we're going to get at. And I think the only way to do that is to have Jade cost Bianca the match at WrestleMania.
Agreed.
But I say keep it on Io.
See,
Rhea's
I
had
agree
her
with that.
time.
I like Io as champion, man. She's an awesome. Saw what she did in NXT as a women's champion. She's such a good champion, in my opinion. Maybe some people don't like her, man, but she's great in the ring. Obviously, not that great on the mic. Some people can't understand her, but she's great in the ring. I think she's a great champion. She's got a good aura. But Mike, what are your thoughts?
So, one, you put the belt back on Rhea at Mania. I love Io as champion, but I think Io is better as a chaser than she is as a champion. As great of a champion as I think she can be, I think she's better as a chaser. Plus, you give Rhea that one little notch, kind of the same way you did against Charlotte a couple years ago, where she was kind of down and out, couldn't beat Charlotte. If they're going to play up the, hey, you've never beat Io or Bianca on the main roster or whatever, you let her get that win, let her kind of be that powerhouse, and she's better as the champion than she is as the chaser a lot of times. We all saw how played out the Liv Morgan thing got after a while. So I think you put the belt back on her. There's a lot more good stuff. I actually don't think Jade gets involved in Mania. I think maybe you do that the show after Mania. You just kind of let Jade and Naomi have their match, which again, I've said shouldn't be on Mania. I think it should be the SmackDown before, but if it is on Mania, that's fine. Have another match there, let them have that. And then the week after, that's going to be one of the surprises is we've, breaking news, we've got new footage, and it's Bianca and Naomi planning the attack
while they're in the ring.
Yeah, like she's out there going, all right, whatever. I'm focused now back on this stuff. Jade, I'm sorry. I want to be your partner again. I'm sorry for what Naomi did. Now I want to focus back on getting our tag titles back. And then the backstage footage comes up where it's Bianca telling Naomi, all right, this is what we're going to do here and here. And she turns out to be the mastermind. And I think that leads into a match at SummerSlam between Bianca and Jade.
I like that. That's a nice plan. I like the way he planted that. That's the way it should go down. They should write it like that. I like that. I like that. Vinny, your thoughts?
No, I kind of like exactly what Mike was talking about. I'm not a huge Io fan. Like, she's great in the ring, but I think the promos kill it. And I know I get, there's people that are going to give me hate for that because, but in America, promos are key. It's like it's a different culture than Japanese wrestling, and Io's a fantastic wrestler. But in order to get over, in my opinion, in the U.S., a lot of it has to do with promos. So if she's not going to necessarily have Dakota as her mouthpiece in Damage Control, then I don't see a need. I don't want to say I don't see a need for her, but I don't see her as an effective champion. And it has nothing to do with, not liking her as a person or whatever, because she's a great athlete. And honestly, the way she did in the contract signing today was really good. And she said what she had to say, and it came out very well. But how could she do with a changing promo week after week?
Right.
I wouldn't mind seeing Bianca actually get the championship at Mania, and perhaps either Naomi or Jade interfering. And if it's Jade, it's going to backfire on her to have Bianca get the title. Maybe you put the title on Jade in the future at SummerSlam or something to that effect. But
Night 2.
well, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If you put Jade and Naomi on night 1, put Bianca in the triple threat match on night 2, you could do it that way, and then get Bianca the championship.
All right. So hold that thought. I'm going to go to Jesse, who just broke her neck shaking no. Jesse, why do you say no to that? She wasn't brought in to be a mid
Because I don't
carder.
want to put the title on Jade.
She wasn't brought in to be a mid carder and just run around.
Yeah,
gonna
but
be a
she's
champion
not
at
ready
some
for
point.
the title.
Well, he said SummerSlam. That's another 5 months away. I mean, it's just at
Not
that point.
yet.
So when next WrestleMania?
She's... Mm.
I'm just asking. No, I'm not trying to be an
I don't
asshole here.
see
I'm
it
asking
this
questions.
year.
If we say no,
I
and
don't
we say
want
we
it this
go, wait,
year.
when's
I
not the
definitely
right
don't
time?
want it this year. She needs to improve in the ring.
So
She
5
needs to
months
get a
of practice,
bigger,
week after week,
skill
so
set in the ring. She's got 3 fucking moves. Like,
right. So May, June, July, and August, she's out there wrestling week after week after week. That's not enough. So we go a year and we go into Mania in New Orleans, and then we put it onto there. Like, is that enough? Or do we go another year and a half? Like, I'm just asking what the measuring stick is to see. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. She wasn't brought in to be to walk around,
I'd prefer next year sometime.
So another whole year.
Yeah, but there's also a reason why they took her out of the off TV for so long to train.
Well, she was injured and had mad heat in the back because she talked shit to a whole bunch of people that were like carrying her, and she was mad about it. But no, but that's true too. She's been out to PC wrestling. So I mean, and not to be a dick, we haven't even seen her wrestle yet. She's coming in, she's attacked, and then she's been in the ring knocking people down. We haven't seen her wrestle a match yet since she's been back. So the real measuring stick to that will be if it's a match before Mania, or like Mike said, it's on a SmackDown before that. That is going to be my litmus test to say, okay, yeah, no, don't even touch anything, or maybe give her one of these mid-card belts, see where she does with that U.S. title or the Intercontinental, see what she does as a champion, 2, how she wrestles in the ring in singles matches, being the champion carrying the match. I think that would be the test to see where we go when SummerSlam rolls around, or if we wait, maybe if we go into the next year, she's probably going to be the shoe-in to run the Rumble. So, but that's kind of the direction I would go. I would say let her have a run with the U.S. title over on SmackDown for a little while. Yeah,
maybe if you want to let her win the Rumble next year, let her dominate the Rumble next year. You know, Nia Jax just won the record for most eliminations. Let her break that next year. Let her eliminate 10 people. And let her have that accolade, because that's what she's good at. She's, beating people down. She's taking people out.
Yeah.
And then maybe next WrestleMania. But yeah, I agree with Jesse. I don't think she's ready at SummerSlam. I don't think she's ready anytime this year. Just because the growth I had thought I would see between when she came to the company and when she went off TV was nowhere near what I thought it should be, or what. And stupid me can't get in the ring and do any of it. So what does my opinion matter, to be honest?
Yeah, she's definitely not there right now. She's not even ready yet. No way.
I mean, it just is what it is.
From what I've heard is that she's been having trouble remembering spots. So
that's
she needs either someone to call it in the ring, and 95% of people can't call it in the ring anymore. But that's what she has to do. She has to get better, and I can see her definitely getting better working with the right people. But again, if she's going to be champion, she has to be able to work with anybody. So, no, I agree. Push it off to next year. Push it off, but she's got to improve.
No, I agree. Sped Rex out here talking about AC title around Jade. So, yeah. But I think a mid card is definitely the mid card is definitely.
I would prefer the IC title on her.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, but like
I prefer the IC title on her over the women's championship.
And I just said U.S. because she's on SmackDown now. I mean, that's the only reason I
No,
said
I agree.
U.S. I
That's
mean,
why I
if
know-
they draft her over and change it,
Well,
I mean, it's
yeah.
a mid-card period,
Right.
regardless of what show she's on.
And I think that's the litmus test. If you can't remember spots, I mean, it is what it is. This isn't. Here we go. This isn't AEW, okay? It's WWE. You can't. No. I'm saying no. I mean that because if you can't remember your spots, you can't work in the ring, you can't be a champ, you can't carry a mid card title. This is a good. Sorry, it's not. It's not. It's not going to work for us. I'm sorry. Go somewhere else where they tolerate that and they'll let you. They'll work with you. Do whatever you got to do.
Sure,
It's
he
not
did
gonna
that.
work in WWE.
That's where she came from.
But I understand that. But I'm saying like obviously they're reteaching her from what she learned there. But if
Right.
it's not going to work here, and you're like you can't even carry a mid card, and you're still kind of rough in the ring, and talent's like no, then we didn't sign you to be a mid card talent. Jade Cargill was signed to be an eventual world heavyweight champion,
Oh yeah.
or for the women's division, either it's on Raw or
Mhm.
SmackDown. So if you can't remember your spots, you can't do it. Then unfortunately, it's not you. It's us. Sorry, we got to go. We got to part
Yeah.
ways. But
Mhm.
it's gonna be interesting to see how it works out the next 7 to 10 months with her in the ring. And like I said, we'll see her first match back, I'm sure, in a couple weeks, and see where she's all the stuff she's learned down the PC since her injury angle. She's been off TV.
Yeah.
And here's my question to kind of add on to that. And I know we're trying to get on to the next thing. Does she have a match before WrestleMania?
she's got
Do
it.
they put her out there?
I think she has.
She's got it. She has to. No, I agree. It has to be. Like there's no way they hold her. If they're holding her off till Mania, that's even a bigger problem. If they're holding her off to Mania where she's not ready to be on TV,
Mhm.
and they're still holding her off until Mania, that's red flag all day. That's even a huge problem. I'm a huge Jade
Well,
fan.
and I also think that if they put her in a match before WrestleMania, it's going to be a squash match. It's not going to be a legitimate match. It's going to be a
Yeah,
3-move set squash match against somebody, and it's not going to be anything legitimate to actually see if her skill set has improved.
No, I agree, and that's what I said with Mike. It should have that match should not. If it's Naomi and Jade at Mania, it better be pre-show, man. I don't that should not be. I'm sorry, it shouldn't be on the card, man. I'm sorry. Like Naomi's
Yeah,
good.
with some of the,
She's not the
with
best.
the other
one in
matches
arena.
we've talked about, yeah, it shouldn't be there.
I mean, honestly, they should put her in a match with.
Man, this is a
Natalia.
family show, Rock. Jesus,
If they
Is it really
wanna-
though?
Mike, come on, what are you doing, Mike?
Is it really? I mean, is it really a family show? I mean, come on.
Oh, that's right.
No, it's
well,
not.
well, listen, it's not my fault we're doing this at 7:30 because they want to run things in Belgium. Okay, Usually
Yeah.
it's like 11 o'clock already right now.
Yeah, usually this is Big Mike After Dark. You know, I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
Sponsored by Hims.
Exactly.
Awesome, but I agree. I think it consensus from all of us. I think like it's got to be good matches and not squash matches. But we'll see what happens. But she didn't. I'm telling you right now, when Paul signed her, when they signed her, and it was the big get from AEW, she did not get brought here to be a mid card champion. If that's what you can do and you can't remember your spots and can't run a match, good luck in your future endeavors. So after that,
You're going
we
to
go
stay
to
on the
Jade-
mid card.
or you go to you can always go to NWA or something. Jay Uso, Austin Theory. Jay comes out. I feel like I've talked about this a couple times. I was in my head. I'm gonna shock the world. I doubted myself. The same promo over and over. But he's facing Austin Theory, which is great. So that was great. Him and Gunther getting a little to go in the back. Talks crap about Jimmy over on SmackDown. They get in the ring. They're wrestling. And here comes Gunther out of the ring, trying to choke him out. I feel like I've seen this before, one of these shows before. So they get into it.
Really?
Jay ends up standing tall. Yeah, it is what it is. He dumps Gunther over the top rope, holds the belt up in the air. My personal opinion is close he's getting to that belt. But yeah, for right now. But yeah, I mean, it's a typical segment to get him and Gunther in the same ring, whatever. It's one guy winning, the other guy winning. I just want to get those two to their match at Mania. It's 33 days cannot come quick enough to watch those two get in their match. Your guys' thoughts on the Jey Uso Austin Theory? I'm going to call it a
'cause it's
segment.
the same
I don't
thing
even think it was a
every
match. It was a segment.
So I'll go first on this one. I know you didn't call me because I actually have a different perspective. I actually think this is more of an evolution of the same promo because he wasn't sitting there talking about how he was still doubting. Everybody's doubting me. I'm doubting me. Everybody. He admitted I haven't been myself.
He did.
So he's kind of evolved a little bit. So he did change it. It is getting a little different. which is what we've all wanted to see because it's always been the same. Everybody's saying I can't do this. Everybody's saying I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can win the big one. All this, and now it's like, okay, so maybe I haven't been myself. So now I'm getting my confidence back a little bit. Now I'm going to go whoop Grayson Waller's ass, and then Gunther comes out and everything else happens. So it is a little bit of a progression. So I will push back on that a little bit.
All right.
But the segment was, I mean, the segment itself is very kind of cut and paste as it has been, but the promo itself was a little different.
No, those are good points. Absolutely. No, good point. Good point. Vinny?
Honestly, I'm really not looking forward to the Jey Uso Gunther match at WrestleMania. Like, it to me, it's I don't know. I like the fact of Jey Uso challenging, but I want to see him be more than just yeet, more than just super kicks. You know, he again more well-rounded. Like, he's been there for so long. He's been a tag team champion. He's no Shawn Michaels. Like, there's no, the Usos were not the Rockers. He's no Shawn Michaels. So I don't know. I think this is just going to keep Gunther as champion, continue to, extend his championship reign, and Jey Uso gets the main event out of it. That's honestly it.
That's a good counterpoint to that. Absolutely. Jesse?
It feels kind of forced at this point, to be honest. The
Yeah.
Jey Uso Gunther feud. It feels kind of forced. It doesn't feel authentic anymore. I was really excited when Jay won the Royal Rumble. I was glad that he won it. That made me happy. I think I called that one. So I was happy when he won, but ever since he's announced that he's going up against Gunther, it's just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, which has just made this feud feel extremely forced. It's making it not as interesting as it was.
Do you think that's because of the longer time frame we have between even not only Elimination Chamber Mania, but Royal Rumble and Mania, because Mania is so late this year? Do you think that's why it's kind of getting stale and kind of slowed down?
I've been saying that. They declared way early. We've all been watching this for a long time, especially Vinny. I think
it's getting stale because they're rinse and repeating.
Right, but there's been years where it goes down. I remember when Taker was in there with all three champions when it was ECW, and this was when Elimination Chamber wasn't going to be for the number one contenders. He could show up and pick a winner, and there was 3 weeks left. Oh shit! Now they're going to build the story. Now it's 2 weeks out. Well, I got to pick you because in 3 weeks they have a match for a new number one contender for the other brand. So if that's what we're going to do, that means we're going to have to run these out. No, and I get what Jesse's saying too. It becomes rinse and repeat. Yes, on the other side, you have a way better storyline of the John Cena, Cody Rhodes, they go out with The Rock involved and all this other crap. But it's just but I will agree. Mike makes some good points. It was a little different. And Lady Alpha had a good point too. Jay's not getting his ass choked out. He breaks out. Trying to tell him, Gunther, no. I know your tricks, bro. Listen, this is how this is going down. Again, to what Mike said. No. I doubted myself, but now I'm back. So I'm with this. So all of that was significant in that promo. So I'll give credit where credit's due. Those are great points. But I think if this is where we're going to go moving forward, where you might as well just have them come out the night after on Raw and call their shot who they're going to face. So we can just start building the next storyline into Elimination Chamber for the number one contenders for the other brand. That's just weird. That's how we're going to start running this. So I feel like Elimination Chamber.
I think Jay should have taken more time and toured all three brands. Gone to SmackDown,
Charlotte kind of
to NXT.
Yeah.
Hell, even gone to TNA. Because there
Charlotte
were rumors that he was going to choose Joe Hendry. And say, hey, I choose you. I think that would have been a great match, Joe Hendry and Jey Uso.
Talk about getting TNA over at WrestleMania. Holy shit.
Yeah.
If they're going to keep doing the same premise, I'd love to see one year where the Royal Rumble winner doesn't pick, and then Elimination Chamber comes through, and then you have the Elimination Chamber winner, and they start arguing over who's going to go after who, and then let them have a couple of matches at each other.
Yeah.
Play into that a little bit, especially if you're going to have this long of a period. Let some other stuff come into it. Yeah, I get with John Cena this whole storyline there, which again hurts Jay and Gunther. You know, you've got Cena and Cody. You've got Rollins, Punk, and Reigns, some of the biggest names in the game in WWE. So yeah, that's obviously going to hurt. But if you're going to have these long breaks, do something different like that. You know, let your Elimination Chamber and your Royal Rumble winner start arguing over, no, I want to face them. No, I want to face them. And that just makes that champion look a lot better too.
It's all about day placement too. I think like if you're doing Mania Easter weekend or 3 weeks into April, you need to space things out a little bit. And I get like we need to have time and things like that, but like you need to have Elimination Chamber, not February 1st, like February 11th. Like make it like the middle of the month, and then that's their last one, and you're running
like
into Mania.
Elimination Chamber should have been this past weekend. You know,
I can agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that because we're all used to Mania being March 30, 31st, well, one night. But at least April 1st, April 2nd, April 3rd. But when the dates came out, I went, wait, what? And it's Easter weekend? I was like, whoa, oh, man, okay, cool. So, I agree. No, Mike, that's a good point, man. It's just like, let it lapse, and you're like, I'm not going to pick yet. And then the chamber winner goes, oh, by the way, I choose so-and-so. Wait, whoa, I didn't pick. That sucks for you. You didn't pick. I won my chamber.
Yeah.
I'm getting my shot. So, you got to I think maybe they do that moving forward. I hope so, because you got to, this is, If it wasn't for Cena, the Cena and the Cody stuff, you'd be sitting here like, just 33 days, get here soon enough. Please get to Mania, get these matches over.
Yeah, I mean, just imagine it takes Cena out of it this year and the whole Rock thing. Imagine,
in 4.5
Punk winning the Rumble and then like Rollins winning the Chamber, and now they're fighting to see who can face Cody.
Yeah,
imagine that. That would be cool as shit.
Talk about a spoiler of riches, man. We got these three dudes are in the triple threat match. Those three top names are not even involved in the title matches. That's wild. Oh man, but no, I agree. I think you switch it up a little bit, make the chamber kind of more interesting. If that's where we're going to be, if that's the set for like the other brand gets their win. So
yeah, considering Reigns,
they have to do something in the next 4.5 weeks to fix this feud. Sorry, I got a delay.
No, it's fine. No, it's okay. It's okay. I think, but the more it's cool. That's why I like we do this thing, because now the more I'm thinking about it, Mike's right. Like maybe that was a turning of the guard. Now maybe Jay gets to jump on Gunther next week. Like now Jay starts to take the momentum. So all this time Gunther's been like kicking his ass, but in his head now Jay starts to take the initiative going toward Mania, and Jay has the momentum going into Mania into Las Vegas. Maybe that's the way we're starting to go into the last 2 weeks. Maybe they're just beating the hell out of each other. I don't know. Like stalemate. He holds the belt up again. I think they're trying to go a different way with it. I really hope they do, because the promos just need to stop, man. Like I know he does the whole promo coming out, before he does hit my music. I get that, but just let's make it a little more interesting. But the fact, like I said, like Mike said, like it's in Lady Alpha. He broke out of it, kind of dumped his ass, held the belt up, like nah, let's go. Like now it's my turn. So that might be interesting going into it. So I'm open for that. So awesome. All right, cool. So, Creeds versus part of the LWO. We got Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio. Great match. I feel like it was kind of a filler match, but good match. El Jefe Gigante made an appearance for the mysterious masked man. Dude, for real though. Chad look good, man. He's doing some nice moves out there, man. If it's Chad Gable, just saying. I'm assuming.
Whoever the masked man is looked really good.
Me and Michael Cole are totally on an island.
Whoever that masked man is.
We're on an island thinking it's Chad Gable.
He looked really good doing Chad Gable's moves.
Right, yeah.
I know when he did the pause, I'm like, no, that's totally not Chad Gable. No way. But no, he looked good out there, man. I like to give him a little. And he's still getting chased out of the arena. That's cute too. I love it. So it's not too comical. At least he's out there kind of kicking ass and looking like he's reborn as a lucha. But that'll be cool to see once he finally gets unmasked with that. But yeah, cool. So there was that. Then we get Karrion Kross. We got a Scarlett sighting. Very happy to see Scarlett on TV. We have Karrion Kross and Scarlett. She's on TV. They're talking to AJ. Yeah, and he's kind of just like, maybe it's not Logan Paul. Maybe you're just mad at yourself because it took you so long to get your vindication. Logan just didn't need a lot of time. This is and he's got Kerry has the new shirt where he's the puppet master. Love it, man. I keep saying it. I think I say it week after week. I know they're doing this until we get to Mania and get him into a program. But what they're doing with Carrying is just so damn good. He's shot calling for months. He's just shot calling.
He's a future world champion.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. When he finally gets it, he's just gonna literally just run roughshod. Like he's just. Oh man, I think I shared it a while back. Mike's talked about it. He's had everyone he interacts with. Just look at that character and what has happened, like down the road, and how it's all like panned out. Such good.
Here's the psychology behind Karrion Kross. If you notice, he takes on the look of everyone he's interacting with, so they'll see a glimpse of their future.
Yeah, Sammy was the bun. Now it's the soccer mom straightened hair with AJ. Yep. Yeah, no, they picked it up a while back.
You called him a soccer mom. That's what I used to call him.
You know what we do with soccer mom hair? You just made the list.
His soccer mom and his two goons. That's what I used to call them.
Awesome.
See, and here's the great thing about Karrion Kross that nobody talked about though, and that I want to point out. Besides those three, we've totally glossed over the fact that he has his fingers in an entirely different pie as well. And he put a tweet out about it. I know, John, you saw it because we both made a comment about it.
I retweeted it.
And they even showed it. There was a spot where Dakota Kai was coming out where he was having a conversation with one, and I know Sped will enjoy this, one Dominic Mysterio in the background. So yeah, he's got his fingers in a few different pies there.
And the last word was judgment. I called him out on it. He was the first one to like it. As soon as I retweeted it, I see you, Cross. Don't worry about you, buddy. I see you with the winky face. I see you.
He was cracking me up today with his fucking tweets about Jean-Claude Van Damme and trying to find him and thinking he found him and then didn't find him. And then that shit was so funny.
If you don't follow Karrion Kross on social media, you're missing out. I mean, that's outside of wrestling. You can search him at Karrion Kross, at Real Killer Kross, however you want to look him up. He's got a YouTube channel, and I know he's not paying for this endorsement, but if he wants to, hey, I'll take it too. But follow that dude on any social media. You will not regret it. 100%.
It's entertaining.
I love
hey guys, I'm going to take off because I got prepped for that. So just want to give my final thoughts on Raw and just say I enjoyed it and I liked watching it in the afternoon, and it'll be an hour later next week, 4 p.m. Eastern. But either way, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the ride to WrestleMania. And if you want to catch me in 5 minutes, talking all about General Hospital and doing our Soap Stars March Madness 2nd Annual Tournament Selection Show, go on over and check that out, 8 o'clock.
Awesome. Guys, if you're not doing it already, definitely go over and check out Vinny's channel. As always, Vinny, it's been a pleasure, and I'm sure we'll be able to get together next week since this is nice and early.
Vinny.
So go have some fun. I'll definitely be tuning in, so I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon.
All right, brother. And then there were three. Awesome. So Finn Balor, Braun Breaker, Intercontinental Championship. Great match, man. Great match. Vin looked great. Braun every week just getting so much better. Obviously, Judgment Day comes down. They have to get their little hands into it. Some nefarious stuff going on the outside. Dom tries to help. Pretty much screws Finn over. Gets him in the family jewels. Has him saddled up on the top rope. Braun gets up, hits him with the Frankensteiner and the spear. 1, 2, 3. Braun is still your Intercontinental Champion. But aside from that, again, man, these cracks in the armor that we've all talked about, and Dom, again, now the same thing happened with Damian. This is literally Finn and Damian when he was going for Money in the Bank. Now it's Dom and Finn costing him matches inadvertently. It's just, again, in the tweet as well, made a lot of sense when I saw that. I went, oh, okay, yeah, So I think we're definitely seeing the end of the Judgment Day as we know it once WrestleMania season is over. And obviously at the end, they beat down Braun. Here comes Penta. At the end, he's holding the IC championship across from Braun. So that's gonna be an interesting rivalry going forward as well, too. But just your thoughts on the match as well, as far as kind of what happened with Dom and Finn and kind of what you see going on for the next couple of weeks going into Raw, and obviously where we go. Do we have a Finn Demon taking on Dom? Do we have Finn and Dom at WrestleMania? Where do you guys think this goes as we head up into WrestleMania?
Well, I'm thinking based off of Finn's entrance music that we're heading towards something with the Demon. Because this entrance music that he's using, it's not the Judgment Day music, and it has the heartbeat.
It's like a slow burn.
It has the Demon heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that was in the Demon's music. So it feels to me like they're slowly building towards bringing the Demon back.
I agree.
Just by teasing in his entrance music with the heartbeat.
Thank you. Yep. It's a slow burn, man. Paul loves it. He loves to do it. It's little Easter eggs. Same thing with everything. I don't know if you guys have noticed. If you've seen the tweets, I forgot who called it out a couple weeks ago. Seth coming out. Every time he comes out, his outfit matches the banner that he comes out with on the screen. So
I didn't notice that until then.
Yeah, they love that kind of stuff. He's been doing it for weeks. I went back and looked and I went, oh shit, how did I notice that every fucking time? Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, and I'll tie it into what I was just talking about with Dom and Cross. Imagine how cool it would be the Demon versus the Devil. And the Devil's carrying Cross. You know, the Devil, he's been saying that forever. He's the Devil,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and how about that as a pay-per-view match, the Devil versus the Demon? That would be money.
Shut up and take my money. That'd be lit.
But the match between Breakker and Balor, I mean, it's a great match. I mean, Finn Balor could take me out there and have a good match with me. So I don't think he's possible to having a really bad match. So the fact that he's in there with Braun Breaker, who's also getting leaps and bounds better, which is sad because he was already really good, it just proves how great both of them are and how bright Braun's future is and how amazing Finn already is and how much he's still got left in the tank. So it was a great match. I'm glad to see Penta come out. I don't know that I want to see a Penta Braun feud just because I don't know who would win it. And I don't know. That's the problem.
I feel like,
they've had Braun take a few losses before, but do you let him take another loss? Do you let Penta lose? I don't know where it goes from there.
Do you do Braun and Penta? Do you have Ludwig involved?
I mean, they've already done. They already kind of did that with Sheamus too. It was Ludwig, Sheamus, and Braun.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
if they're building towards just a big multi-man match at Mania, I'm fine with that.
I'm here for
like
that.
Maybe a 6-person ladder match like they used to do with the Intercontinental title ladder match. I'm fine with that. That'd be awesome. And then you could have any of them win and it doesn't really hurt the others. But I mean, if they're just going to give me one-on-one Penta versus Braun, I don't know that I want to see either one of their momentum stop like that until Mania.
Yeah.
No, I agree with
Well,
that.
and it's also interesting too with them being very close to signing Rey Fenix. Are they going to continue to push Penta as a singles competitor?
Or Phoenix is already in.
I'm pretty sure that was him on SmackDown on Friday.
They paused it. Like if you superimpose like the background, it's his mask from like whenever. I think the last time he had.
I hope they keep him on SmackDown for a little while.
Please, yeah, that's my big. I'm sorry. We'll finish talking about this match and then we'll go into a couple other things before we get out of here. But go ahead. I'm sorry, Jesse. Finish your thought. I apologize. As far as Rey Fenix,
I can't remember what I was saying.
You're saying as far as are they going to keep? What are they going to do with Penta with Rey Fenix coming in? Do we keep him on the singles on a trajectory for singles with Rey Fenix coming in?
Right. That's what I'm more interested to see is if they keep Penta with the singles or if they bring them back into the tag teams together.
I agree with Mike. I think you need to keep them apart for a little bit. You don't know what the end game's going to be. Maybe it's a draft or something like that. Like they kind of cross paths and something happens. Maybe a backstage segment or something like. Because once those two
Spider-Man meme.
Since we've talked about it, once they get the belts, I know. Like obviously we did with Judgment. Those guys legitimately are going to hold those things for a while. We're going to have another long term. It'll be exciting. It'll be fun. They're going to be faces, so everyone's going to love it. but they're going to have a long-term title reign. So once you get them together, the belts are very not far behind. So it's like kind of do the singles thing, maybe have them be successful in singles, and then be like, oh, that was fun. Hey, you want to get back on the tag? Yeah, let's go do that. And then boom, they go tear it up in the tag team division. So
Yeah.
So speaking of vignettes, I got to get everyone's opinion. I think I know where you guys think. Maybe I don't. There's also with Ray Phoenix. There's also another vignette with some smoke and some. Maybe he was knocking. Maybe it was footsteps. And the number 4 this past Friday night. Could it be the elusive Aleister Black making his return to SmackDown? Your guys' thoughts? Is it Aleister? Could it be someone else? And what does the 4 represent? Mike, I'll start with you.
So, and I don't want to take the credit because I'm not this smart, but if you go back and search Aleister Black on YouTube and the number 4, one of the last promos he cut before he left actually talked about Chapter 4 being known as like pain or something like that. He has a book. He's like where he was sitting there cross-legged. Yeah, it's where he was like sitting there cross-legged with all the candles around him. He's reading from this book. Yep. And it's like Chapter 4 is something pain. So that was one of the last promos he had before he left. I think it's just a continuation of that same style gimmick. I don't know that they will do it exactly the same way because listening to the entire promo, it got a little lengthy, kind of the way that Vince McMahon led promos did back then. Mm-hmm. But I think that was what the 4 will represent, because you had the smoke and the candles and all that. You had the candles from the other promo. So I think it will lead directly back into Aleister Black into a similar gimmick from what he had when he left.
Awesome. Jesse?
So I'm having like a blackout moment and I can't remember if I watched SmackDown or not, to be perfectly fucking honest with you guys. I'm sitting here like racking my brain trying to figure out what the fuck I did Friday night, and I can't remember for the life of me what the fuck I did.
Well, if you can't remember, I can pretty much tell you what you did Friday night.
Yeah, it might be a good night for you, actually.
Friday night up there in Colorado.
Yeah, that's every day though.
It's a Pat McAfee promo right there. We're here in Colorado.
So I
sage in the house on Friday. Who knows?
Like this.
Yeah, I don't fucking remember what I was doing on Friday.
Okay, well, must have been a good night then.
You were saging out all the evil spirits with Travis Scott. That's what you were doing.
You know what's really funny is every time I sage, my son starts getting all like up in arms about it, and I'm like, you know why? Because you're a fucking demon.
That's it. When he gets mad about it, you'll put that stuff around the door.
I'm like every time I sage, bitch and complain about how you can't breathe. You're a demon.
just throw some salt at him. It's fine.
I'm dead.
Just trap him in his room with a line of salt, all fucking
exactly.
Supernatural.
That's wild. You'll put that all around the door frames.
Supernatural style. I need Sam and Dean to come save me from my son. He's been possessed.
All the Winchesters. We need them.
I need Sam and Dean.
And the last thing I'll ask, obviously a different brand, but what do you guys think? I'll start with Jesse. What are your guys' thoughts on what will happen? How they're going to use them at WrestleMania, or if they even do? What are your guys' thoughts on the Wyatt 6 as we move into WrestleMania? Will they be used? Will there be a feud? What do you guys think they're doing with that gimmick? Jesse?
They've lost so much momentum by not being featured over the last couple of weeks. They're going to have to do something pretty big to get them back in the fold, to get anybody excited for something at WrestleMania, I think.
Right.
I think I think they've set stagnant too long, and they're going to have to come back and totally like with a steam train behind them and try to get them back to where they were, because I think they've lost a lot of interest.
No, it's valid. That's valid. Mike?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they do anything at WrestleMania just because, I mean, we've talked about Triple H's subtle, slow burns, and it just doesn't fit. You've got a month left. It's the 17th of March, so you have exactly right at a month with it being on the 19th. And there's just not enough time for, especially a group like that you can't just throw out there. And of course, something will happen and it'll prove me wrong, and I'll look like an idiot, but that's fine.
It's Friday on SmackDown, but
they need to wait till after WrestleMania, have a hard reset, bring them back, let it build, to something down the line, maybe with Alexa Bliss, have that way, at least it's something a little different. And there's a reason that they've been gone this long, maybe because we've been waiting on you kind of thing. Now she's here. Now we can be the group we were meant to be kind of thing, to kind of build something to be, there's a reason that they were gone other than just not being on TV, but they can't do it by WrestleMania.
Let me put that on its head though. And this has been a problem with me when she came back. Do we need to put Alexa in that group? I feel like you're just, all she's going to ever be is, obviously she's very connected to Bray. She has it on her jacket, but it's just, I feel like she's never able to break away from the Wyatt Six to be her own, like, kind of singles kind of competitor. I don't know. Obviously she's always linked to them forever. Like, was it with Bray? I just feel like her going to that group is just going to kind of she wasn't doing much before she left, going on her, being out, going on, being pregnant, being on the leave. I don't know.
Yeah, but with her coming back, she could easily be the goddess and it would be just fine. She could go back to any of her other gimmicks and be fine. The way the Wyatt Six have just been absent, the Wyatt Six right now need her more than she needs them.
No, absolutely. No, yeah, no.
Because that, again, them adding her into the group, they can play it off as into, we've been waiting on you because you're really the main one other than Bo. I mean, I get, Rowan and him were friends, but that connection between Bray and Alexa was a lot more special.
Yeah, no, I agree
than anyone other than maybe Bo, because that was his brother.
Of course.
So now that she's in the fold, now it gives them a reason to say, well, we've been waiting on you to come back. We've been waiting on you to become who we know you can be. And maybe you start seeing Alexa start changing over the next few weeks because you've already had the little snippets of the little glitches. Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
No, I got you. Yeah.
Maybe she starts getting a little darker each week and darker until she starts going into like an Alice in Wonderland type madness, and she turns back into them. And now that's what they've been waiting on, and it gives them another reason to come back, even with Bo. And if they want to start going for leadership of the group or just do it together, it gives them that story going forward, where I think the crowd will buy it a little bit more than if they just come back and do something.
Yeah, I think they definitely need to come back united and not do the power struggle yet. But I think down the road, that'll be kind of like the downfall between the two of them. So yeah, I agree with that. No,
but again, if they come back even without her and it's just the same Wyatt Six, then everybody's like, well, okay, where have you been? What have you been doing? Just because you got put her on SmackDown, what the hell?
And
this gives them that reason.
And I appreciate the trying. Like, Gacy's out here with his, they're doing the cryptic tweets. They're still updating the book with the chapters. They're trying, man. But you really can't just start throwing QR codes back up on the screen. Like we did that. It was cool. Now it's like, okay, now we're doing this again.
Different.
Yeah. So hopefully
you got to spice it up.
Because if we're doing this, I was talking to a gentleman at the big event. I was like, we look at it, obviously it's a storyline as a group, but this is at the end of the day, Bray's legacy. And if you're going to do it, you got to do it. If you're not going to do it good at all, just scrap it. Forget it. Because this is all literally done in Bray's legacy with behind what he wanted. So if it's not going to be done right at all, or it's going to, just don't do it. That's it. Just get rid of it.
Yeah. I tell you, I'd like to see like right after Mania, like the lights go out, the music hits, none of them actually come out, but it comes back up. And one of the videotapes that she used to carry out is sitting on the desk. And they play that, and then it's the whole group kind of standing behind Bo, and he's talking about, again, like I've kind of repeated already, and I won't go into the whole thing because it'll be forever. I know we're already over. Hey, welcome back. We love you. We want you back. We're glad you're here now, and that kind of leads off. But kick it off of one of those videos because that's more information than just the QR code, and it gives you a little bit more story. That would be a neat way for me to kick it off and start showing. Okay, this is what we're going to do.
I like that. That's a good idea. No, absolutely. And again, it's different from the QR code too. People do love the QR codes though. They do like them.
They do. And you could throw one in there if you want. Like throw one in there in the middle of the video or something like that just to get some more interaction with it.
Absolutely. Cool. It was so good they started doing it in AEW. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time. I know it's way earlier than we usually do this. So we all actually get to enjoy things. Catch up on some shows, whatever you're binging. What are you guys watching right now? Jesse, you watching anything on Hulu? Anything, YouTube?
Yellow Jackets, the new season of that.
Just have me re-get Apple to start watching that.
That is good. And then The Pit.
is the Yellow Jackets? Is it good? Like, 'cause I think
I like it.
they took way too long. I think they took way too long. I was into it. I watched it. I think they took way too long to get back to this third season because I feel people are like, wait, so what? Why are they in masks? Wait, they're playing.
Right.
What
I had
happened?
to rewatch.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why they
Season
took so long for this damn season, but that's just me. But the pit, yes,
I had to
agree.
rewatch season 2, but this season's slow. I want to get to the fucking point. Like, what the fuck happened out there?
Break
Like,
the mask off. Who ate who? Who did it?
what happened?
Right.
Like, come on now. Let's. And then the daughter being involved. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for anybody else, but I like it, but I want it to go somewhere. But the show I am really enjoying right now is The Pit.
The pit's good.
On HBO Max. It's really good.
And also, I just
Noah Wiley comes back and does the whole ER thing.
Oh, look at that.
ER in 24 has a baby.
Yeah, no, that's really honestly.
It's like
that's
if ER
really
in
what it
24
is.
has a baby because each episode is 1 hour of the day.
Yep.
That's 24.
Yeah.
The Hunting Party on NBC. If you guys aren't watching it, it's awesome. Awesome
Great show.
stuff. Oh my god, so good! I'm so into this. Like, I'm gonna literally do this. And I'm going to watch at least
Never
2
heard
episodes.
of
So, Mike, what are you watching right now?
I watched The Hunting Party. The new Daredevil show on Disney Plus is really good. I've been watching that. I got to catch up on last week's episode. But I'll put myself out there. I'll catch a little hate and a little let people make fun of me. One of my guilty pleasures is like online dating shows on Netflix, and I binged Temptation Island this weekend. That is the funniest shit in the world. And I studied psychology in college, so I like to look at it from a psychological aspect. And there's a lot of stuff going on in that show, but it's very entertaining if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I binged that this weekend because I was obviously recovering from all my health stuff and got a chance to just sit around and do nothing for a weekend. So that's one of the things I binged. But I do like to watch, Daredevil and some of the other stuff.
Awesome.
The Hunting
Glad
Party,
you know that, by the way.
CSI. Thank you.
Naked and
have you
Afraid is my guilty pleasure. I love
What
that
is?
fucking show. Naked and Afraid.
No, same. I'm in that. Yep.
I fucking love that show.
Same.
And last night Steven was on and I fell asleep halfway through, so I've got to go freaking rewatch last night's episode because Steven's
Okay.
like my
It'll be
number
my
2
night-night-
favorite
it'll be my
person.
night-night show. Like, I'm falling asleep. I'll set the time. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he's like my number 2 favorite person that's ever been on that show. My number 1 favorite person is everybody's most hated person, and
It's
that's
like when you
Jeff.
watch Survivor and nobody
And
liked.
he's
what
fucking
the hell was his name?
amazing.
The one who won I can't remember his name. The one who won
Yeah.
it all. Everyone hated him.
See, everybody hates Jeff, but Jeff is fucking phenomenal, and he just plays the goddamn game right, and that's what people don't like.
That's what it is. They do a Survivor. You play the game and you win. People get pissed. I played you.
Mhm.
Don't get mad. This is how you're supposed to do it. Joe Schmo show is also an honorary mention. If you're not watching that, that's actually the guy thinks he's actually.
And then
It's also a huge
9
show.
times out of 10, you'll catch me watching Seinfeld.
Shout out to Spedrock. Thank you. I don't think this show gets enough love. If you're not watching this show on Fox, The Floor,
Good show.
such an awesome show. Me and wife sit there home on the couch, like trying to name it banana, apple. Like she's trying to beat like this. It's a great show, man. It's kind of a take on The Floor is Lava with trivia. It's almost like Family Feud, The Weakest Link, and the like whatever else kind of games you can put all together in one. But it's hosted by Rob Lowe, so awesome, but great reason to watch. Anywho,
I like both of Lady Alphas too. I like the Curse of
I do
Oak
too.
Island. That's a really good one. And the Masked Singer. I love the Masked Singer too. The Masked
I'm
Singer's
so far
hilarious.
behind in the Masked Singer. I feel like I can't just start jumping. I have to go back 5 seasons. And I watched the first 4 religiously, and now I'm so far back. I'm like, I gotta go watch those. I can't just jump into this one. But yes, those are good choices as well. Yeah, I haven't watched Curse of Oak though, but Masked Singer, I'm in on that.
My ex-husband used to watch Curse of Oak Island all the time, and I was like, are these guys ever gonna fucking find anything? Like,
That's
why are we watching this shit? Like, are they ever gonna actually fucking find anything?
so. And here's what I say about that. And you have to go into the show knowing they're not finding anything, because obviously the show is taped like a year in advance. And if they had actually found something, we had seen it on the news.
Yep.
The same thing with the Bigfoot shows. The same thing with all the other. Hey, we're trying to find Aztec gold or whatever. On whatever ranch, like every one of those shows, they're entertaining. I love watching them. They're fun. My wife loves them, But I tell her, you have to go in and realize they haven't
They're not-
found anything because you would have heard it by now on the news. That is newsworthy stuff.
Mhm.
If somebody finds Bigfoot, you'll know that like the next day. And then a year later,
Absolutely.
you'll get to see it again, but it's not like it's going to be a surprise. Oh, wow, I found something. No, that's not what you're watching for. But yeah, I mean, that's Oak Island's one of my favorites. All the stuff that they find, they have found a lot of historical stuff, but nothing, like the treasure, like they hype it up to be.
Yeah.
That's Bedrock with the Extraction. It's almost like a takeoff on the Hunger Games, which is awesome. That's a good show as well. I've watched that. I haven't like the whole thing. But I watched a couple. And Deal or No Deal Island, man. I'm sorry, I can't get down with it, man.
No, so this year, Deal or No Deal Island, I've watched a lot because there's
Good?
actually an I like it. Again, kind of my psychological brain kind of kicks in, and I like to watch it. Not to mention, she never really made it on TV, but one of the main contestants, Letty, she actually used to be one of the WWE trainees that I started following when she was in the PC, and she's on it this season. So I started watching it for that connection, and it's pretty cool. She's also like former Miss Indiana, she's a former volleyball star, but she got put in on the NIL program for WWE. And I saw her on like one of the level ups or something like that and started following her online. And she's on there and she's really entertaining. She's really cool. So I have watched it this season and enjoyed it.
And I feel like they were just like, we gotta switch it up. How we're going to an island. Anyone knows Howie Mandel's like, ha, yeah, no, you can get a new host. I'm not going. Like, I'm not going to a
Exactly.
Bro, if it's
Yeah,
on
he
the
shows up
studio-
like he shows up like the first episode. Hey, here's this guy. I'm gonna go home and be away from all this now.
pretty much. And also, too, you kind of the last thing I'll talk about. I know we're going over, but the last thing, if you're not watching it, the LFG this year is very, very good. This show,
Yes.
I think, is sneaky, really good. If you're not watching it, it's not a typical like they've done like the trainings with the trainers. It's good, man. It's really good stuff. I've really enjoyed it. I think they're doing a lot of really good production stuff with them, so I really like it.
Shout out
And
to
the real-
Dipshit.
And there's some real heat there, man. I'm stuck. I mean, there's some heat, man. Like, damn.
The
So-
kid gets on my nerves, but he's got something. I hate to say that. The kid gets on my nerves, but he's got
Watch,
something.
It's gonna transcend. Watch as we go on
Yeah.
after this series. It's the transcendent.
Him and I even got into it on Twitter a couple weeks after the first episode where I called him out and he responded, "Oh yeah, it was a couple things." But I'm just like, man, I think you'd be awesome as a heel, but it's just you get the name Dipshit for a reason. It's real.
You're a dipshit.
There's a reason Shawn Michaels named you that when he first met you at your tryout because you're a dipshit.
I'm dead. That's awesome. I love it. Awesome. Well, that was a good dive in. I like that. That was awesome. So now we'll let you go. We'll let you guys go and watch your shows. Awesome. So if you guys watch, you obviously know the three of us. But in case you don't know, it's your first time. I'll let Mike go first of where you can find him on all the socials.
Yeah, catch me everywhere at _Big Mike 27 on YouTube, X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. There may be a MySpace page out there. Who knows? I think maybe LinkedIn. I don't know. Hell, just say Big Mike outside and it may show up at your door. Who knows? But you can catch me every Thursday night on the run-in with Spedrock. You've seen him in the comments. That is my co-host and the talent of the show. He had to do a solo show last week because I had some health issues, so he held it down. Did a great job. So, but yeah, kids, I'll be back this Thursday.
Ass out of myself.
Look, everybody I've talked to said Sped did an amazing job, so I can't say anything bad about it. I was knocked out because I was just passed out at that point, didn't get to watch the whole show, but definitely he did a great job. Look forward to being back with him this Thursday, 8:00 Central on the Run-In Wrestling Podcast.
Beautiful. Awesome. Jesse B, where can we find you?
So you can find me at Jess Skywalker 10 on Twitter, or you can find me at The Lowdown with Princess Skywalker and John Anthony on YouTube on Wednesday nights following AEW Dynamite. Tomorrow night, we have a special episode of The Lowdown where we have the Savage Gentleman Victor Benjamin on the show. So you'll definitely want to tune into that. He just won the the Bruner San Martino championship belt over the past weekend. So we'll talk about his win there. And then Wednesday night on the Lowdown normal episode.
Awesome stuff. If you're not following me or watching me anywhere, at Chairshot Sports, YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, probably still have a MySpace actually as well, and TikTok as well too. So you can catch us on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, everything Mike's talking to right now. Just follow the banner, do the thing, like, subscribe, hit that bell. We're always having awesome interviews. We just had a couple with Donovan Dijak and also AJ Francis. A couple more in the hopper, and obviously, like me and just talked about, Savage Benjamin as well tomorrow night. So always pop in 7 days a week.
And Preston Vance next Tuesday.
That's it. See, look, I'm telling you, if you don't hit that bell, you're gonna miss out. I'm telling you guys. So do the thing. Definitely like, subscribe to all of our channels. We appreciate all your support. With that being said, I think we've talked enough. Let's go enjoy the extra time we have with Rob being on at 3 o'clock, and let's enjoy our nights, guys. Thank you so much. For Jesse, for Mike, for myself, John Anthony. You guys have a great night. Peace.